Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to put together a happy birthday banner. So this is something I'm doing. This will get placed on my YouTube channel a little bit later, but in real time, my daughter's birthday is coming up and I thought I would go ahead and make a banner for her on my Silhouette machine. Now I'm not going to show you how to format it for the Silhouette machine, but I want to show you how to design it in Illustrator to get it ready to go. And then you can take it and you can print it, you can color it, you can make it a coloring page. If you know how to set it up for your Silhouette machine, or you can bring it into your Silhouette software, you can do that as well, which is pretty awesome. And by the way, I do have a class that is specifically for Silhouette designers, people who want to become SVG and die cut designers. So you can go check that out on my website at karinagardner.com. Okay, so here let's get started. You can see I've got a regular letter size set up for you. And I'm just going to click on my type tool. I'm going to click once and I'm going to write happy, all in capital letters. I'm going to click again somewhere else on my artboard and oh, it looks like it's not going to let me. Click on your selection tool and then come back to your type tool and write birthday so you can start a totally different piece. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to choose a font for these and we need to make them bigger. So you can see what I've done is just selected both of them and I just started pulling on them by holding on the shift key. And that keeps it proportionate. So you can see if you just do that, grab both of them, hold down your shift key and keep pulling on them, you can get a pretty big piece of type. Now we don't need these all to be together. We're going to cut them all apart, but we are going to need a fatter font, okay? So in your fonts, choose something that you think is going to work for you. I really quite like a Helvetica or some other type like that because look how nice and fat that is. But any fat font will do. If you want something really clean, use like an Arial. I bet you'll have that on your computer. Now you'll notice this is a sans serif font, so you can see it has no serifs on it. It's just clean lines. This is much easier to use if you are cutting by hand or even if you format it for your machine. All right, so here we go. I think these are going to have to be much bigger. I'm going to zoom out. If you come over to your zoom tool and you hold down your Option or your Alt key, depending on if you're on a Mac or PC, I can zoom out so I can see how big this is going to be. I'm going to grab this happy birthday and once again hold down my Shift key and make it bigger. And I think as long as I can get about 3 letters across, that's pretty good. Okay, so we'll format or worry about getting this all on the page in a second. But what we're going to do is we're going to grab this type. Now, what I'm about to do will make it so that you cannot use it as type after this. It's going to turn into objects. So just be aware that your selection and your choice is made now. So select them and we're going to go to Object, Expand, and go ahead and expand your object fill and push OK. And you can see what's happened now is that it has changed all of this into actual objects. So like we can see the lines on it, okay? If you grab each of these and do an object ungroup, it will make it so that you can select individual letters just like that, okay? Now the main thing I want to do is put holes in this. Now you might want to stop here if you are just going to print these out and cut them out. You could change the colors of these, which is quite easy by just selecting it, double clicking on your fill and choosing a color right in here, okay? If you are making it a banner, you can just punch holes in it, which would work just great. Now, if you, and I'm just zooming in for you guys really quick using my tracking pad, if you want to use it or set it up for your die cut machine a bit, I'm just going to grab the entire thing and I'm going to change it to a stroke just so I can see what it's going to cut and look like. So I'm going to come down here to my fill and stroke and swap it just like that. And you can see now I have this outline. That just gives me an idea of where I'm going to put my holes. So now to create the holes for this banner, I'm going to come over to my rectangle tool, grab my ellipse tool, I'm going to hold down my shift key, and I'm just going to make a circle just like that. Okay? That's it. Okay? So I'm going to copy and paste this, edit, copy, edit, paste. And the one thing I do want to do is make it equal all the way across. So just to go ahead and edit, paste. You can use shortcut keys if you would like, if you know them. And I'm just going to paste them all the way across. Now, like for a P, you're going to want 2 of these, right? And with the Y, that's pretty easy. So we're going to put that on the end here. Now, what I'm going to do now is go back to my zoom tool, zoom out a bit, take my selection tool, not my direct selection tool, my selection tool, click on that, and I'm going to select over all of the happy and all of those dots. Okay, and you can see that it selected all of these. Now here is a nice trick. I actually don't want to be on the actual lettering, this happy lettering. So I'm going to hold down my shift key and I'm going to select across just the happy, not the dots. Okay, so all my dots are in place. Now the main thing we need to do is make sure they are lined up so that they are exactly aligned. So go to Window, Align, and I'm going to align them to the top just like that. Easy peasy, right? All right, so we have to do the same thing for birthday. Now here's another trick that you can use. For example, we already have a P, right? So once we group those together, we can use that P. So I could probably delete this P. Y, same deal. I can get rid of this Y. A, don't need it. Okay, and then the rest of these I do need to go ahead and put letters on. So I'm going to once again copy and paste. So select on your circle and do an edit copy, and then I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to do an edit paste and grab my selection tool, select off of it and then select back on it again. And then if you want to use shortcut keys for editing, for copying and pasting, just do a Command C for copying and Command V for pasting. Okay. If you want everything lined up even from the happy at the top, all you have to do is move your letters at the top. So, okay, once again, I'm going to select on everything, hold down my shift key, select on the letters, and with my align window, and mine's just right over here, I'm going to align them to the top. Okay, so I'm okay with kind of guessing. I don't love how close some of these pieces are, so I'm just going to use my keystrokes and key them in a little bit. Or if you want to make sure that they're more centered, you can just move them around like that. But that's it. That is how you create a birthday banner. And you can see all I'd have to do now is group the individual letters, which I'm going to do right now because I think that's an important step for you. So select like your H and the 2 circles and do an object group. And do that on each one of your letters. Now once you start moving them around, you will be in great shape. Okay, last one. Now if you want to move it onto your page, you can start moving these letters around to see how many you could either cut or put on a single page. It looks like it's pretty close to the whole thing. You do need an extra A, P, and Y. So you can select those and do an edit copy, edit paste. And you would print and cut these on a separate piece. But pretty simple, right? All right, make sure and save your work, and also make sure to join my courses VIP group because I send out tutorials and PDFs, all the things to help you get started in Illustrator. There's even a free course on my website to help introduce you into this awesome program if you're trying to learn to become a designer. Anyway, I hope you join me there at karinagardner.com and click on exclusive VIP, and I will see you soon.